Chapter 5, Principles of Management, Planning and Decision Making. What you'll learn. The benefits and pitfalls of planning. How to make a plan that works. How companies can use plans at all management levels from top to bottom. What you'll learn continues. The steps and limits to rational decision making. How group decisions and group decision making techniques can improve decision making. Why I chose this chapter. Planning and decision making is important to how your company will grow and prosper. I chose this chapter because I loved learning the many different ways and methods of planning and decision making. Benefits on planning. Planning is choosing a goal and developing a strategy to achieve that goal. Benefits are more effort for managers and employees, persistence, direction, and creating of task strategies. Pitfalls of planning. Even though there are many benefits to planning, there are also some pitfalls for planning. The many pitfalls to planning are: it can impede change and prevent/slow needed adaptation. Planning can create a false sense of certainty. Planning is the detachment of planners. Making plans that work. Setting goals. In the book it says that the first step to planning is to set goals. It's direction behavior and increase efforts for goals to be specific and challenging. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Commitment to goals. Commitment to goals is the determination to achieve a goal. Even though you make a goal doesn't mean that you will accomplish it. Top managers help by making plans and get goals funded, speaking about the goal, or joining in the plan. Making plans that work continues. Effective action plan. The third step on planning is to have effective action plans. Action plans are plans that list steps, people, resources, and time needed to achieve said goal. Tracking progress. The fourth step to planning is to track the progress of achieving the goal. There are two types of methods of tracking the progress of a goal: proximal goals, short-term goals / sub-goals; distal goals, long-term primary goals. Making plans that work continued. Maintaining flexibility. Sometimes plans don't always go to plan when trying to achieve a goal. You come to the last step of making a plan is to maintain flexibility. One of the ways is option-based planning. It's a way to maintain flexibility by investing in many alternative plans. One of the reasons of option-based planning is to maintain slack resources, a cushion made of extra resources used to adapt to change, problems, or opportunities. Top to bottom. Starting at the top. When starting at the top, you leave it to the top management to make the strategic plan. Strategic plan is the overall company plan that clarifies how the company will serve the customers. Strategic objective, which is a more specific goal that gets the company organized. Ending in the middle. With middle management, it's up to them to make tactical plans for the company. Tactical plans help the company know where they are going to be using their resources. Management by objective is a four-step process in which the company discusses and selects goals. Top to bottom continues. Finishing at the bottom. Lower level managers are responsible for operational plans, which are everyday plans for producing, delivering the company's product and service. There are three types of standing plans. Policy. The general course of action that responds to a particular event or situation. Procedures. The specific steps that should be taken in response to a particular event. Rules and regulations. Describes a particular action that should or shouldn't respond to an event. Rational decision making. Define the problem. The first step to making a rational decision would be to find the problem and understand it. Problem. It's a gap between a desired state and an existing state. Identify decision criteria. The second step would be to identify the decision criteria. The definition to decision criteria are standards used to guide judgments and decisions. The more criteria a solution has, the better the solution will work. Rational decision making continued. Weigh the criteria. Weighing the criteria after identifying it is the next step in making a rational decision. There are two types of comparison. Absolute is a criteria compared to standard/ranked on its own merit. Relative is the criteria compared to other criteria. Generate course of action. The next step is to come up with a course of action to solve the problem. Usually when it comes to coming up with a course of action, you try to find as many alternative actions to see which one is better. Rational decision making continues. Evaluate each alternative. After finding all of the alternative course of actions, the next step is to find out which fixes the problem the best. When evaluating each alternative, make sure you have all the correct information. Compute optimal decision. The final step in decision making is to find the optimal decision by finding the value of each alternative. Rational decision making continued. Limits to rational decision making. Even though a manager who uses the 6 steps will be better off than a manager who doesn't, there is still a limit to making a decision. There are limited resources, attention, money, etc. So managers end up stuck between maximizing and satisfying. Maximize is choosing the best alternative. Satisfying is choosing a good enough alternative. Group decision technique. Advantages and pitfalls of group decision making. Groups do a better job defining the problem and generating alternative solutions. The pitfalls of making a group decision is it takes time to make a decision, dominance, and group thinking. The definition to group thinking is it's a barrier that is caused by pressure within the group that stops them from making a good decision. Group decision technique continues. Structured conflict. There is both good and bad conflict that can lead to better group decisions. C-type conflict, aka cognitive conflict, focuses on problems and issue-related differences. A-type conflict, aka affective conflict, focuses on individuals and personal issues. Group decision technique continues. Nominal technique. The word nominal means in name only. The definition to nominal group technique is a decision-making method that has the group members write down and evaluate ideas to be shared. This type of technique decreases A-type conflict but hinders C-type conflict. Delphi technique. Delphi technique, a decision-making method that has a panel of experts respond and question each other. There are 3 steps to this. Assemble panel of experts, create questionnaire, and get written response. Electronic brainstorming. The definition of brainstorming is a decision-making method that has the group build on each other's ideas. Electric brainstorming is a decision-making method that has the group members use computers to do everything, such as communicate and make decisions. Because using computers can cause misunderstandings, it makes you fear of what others think of your idea, which is called elevation apprehension.
I didn't bring a tie. don't have to.
Yeah, I don't think I need one.
You don't need a tie.